I'm back! Hi girls! How's it going? It has been ages since I've got on here. I'm serious. Hello, how are you guys? Welcome to 2018. This is the first time I've been on here since the new year. I just got back yesterday from Ireland. It was amazing! I'm telling you, if you have ever dreamed of going to Ireland or thought about it or debated it or even just dreamt of it, do it. It is 100,000% worth it. It was amazing. It was, the scenery, the beauty, I'm telling you, it was perfect. Sam and I last year went to France. This year we went to Ireland, and we both decided that we enjoyed Ireland better. Who could ever imagine that Ireland would top Paris? I mean, I never in a million years thought anything could top the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre and the baguettes and the cheese and the romance that is Paris, but Ireland was, oh my gosh, it was just stunning. It was amazing. Amazing. We got back late last night, and I'm back in full force and ready to go. So I wanted to hop on, say hello, good afternoon, kind of talk about my travel and how that went, and get ready with you girls. I've got family lunch here in a little bit with Sam's family, so I'm just kind of getting ready to go. I just took a shower for the first time in my own shower again, and I tell you, I have missed packing. Let's talk about packing for a minute. Packing is so freaking difficult, especially if you're doing an international trip where you have to, like, you know, watch how much you take, and we did B&Bs, so I had to lug my luggage up and downstairs often because they don't have elevators, so I wanted to pack lightly, so I didn't take most of my stuff with me, you know, the normal kind of stuff that I take. I didn't have any exfoliants with me, and my Bamboo Renew was here at home, so I didn't have any of that. So when I got in the shower this morning, I am telling you, I exfoliated and shaved, because I also forgot a razor. I exfoliated and shaved every inch of my body. I think I lost 2 pounds just exfoliating and getting everything off. I exfoliated my face, my Bamboo Renew. Of course, I had my Quench Cleanse with me on the trip, but you know, I exfoliated my arms and my hands because they were dry and cracky, and I'm feeling great. My skin is starting to come back. Tonight I'm gonna do a deep mask on that and do some Max Give Zen and pull out all of the toxins, and probably a pore strip because my blackheads are back in full force. I don't know what it is about getting on a plane, but it wreaks havoc on your skin. So I'm gonna do all of that tonight, and I've just got everything kind of getting back into its rhythm. I did a mask on my hair in the shower, and I'm getting back to me. I'm getting back to my normal self again. Yes, I'm glad to be home, but I also want to go back because it's freezing here. It was not this cold in Ireland. It got down to like mid-30s at the lowest, and we thought that was freezing, and then we got back here to, you know, inches and inches of snow and, you know, negative temperatures. Not about that life. So anyway, that was my trip. It was amazing. If you ever go, go. So what did I take on my trip? I did not take any foundation with me. I just took some CC cream because I wanted to make sure I had some sunscreen action going. I knew we were going to be out a lot. But I did take, hi Joey, how are ya? I did take this little beauty. I took my Z palette. I've talked about this before, full of Limelight products. Actually, I made some friends in an Irish bar, pub, if you will. And I was talking to them all about Limelight. So now, you know, people in Ireland know all about Limelight. Pretty excited about that. But anyway, I took my Z palette, you know, I've got some eyeshadows, I took my 2 concealers and my setting powder here. This is what I traveled with, along with my CC cream that I took. Like I said, I just took that because I didn't want a heavy foundation. I knew we would be, you know, walking and rain a lot, so I just didn't want to mess with the whole foundation deal, and I wanted to make sure I had my sunscreen. So I took that, and then my Z palette, which is my lifesaver when traveling. Look how tiny this is. Like, it's the size of my hand, right? And I've got 6 products in that thing. That's amazing. So I just popped this in my bag, and then of course, you know, I had my Limelight Perfect eyeliner pen, and then my mascara as well, and that's pretty much it. That's kind of all I took. If you see our pictures, when we post them eventually, you will see I didn't have much makeup on the whole time, but I feel like as a traveler, why do you need, you know, a ton of makeup? Where did I get my Z palette? This actually came in my BoxyCharm a few months ago, but I know you can get them at Ulta as well, or Amazon. I've seen a bunch of different sizes on Amazon, and this one is like, I don't know how big this is, probably like 4x4 maybe, 3x3, and it holds so much. I mean, look at all that. You could probably even get a foundation in there if you kind of, you know, origami'd it correctly, but yeah, I love this thing. It's awesome. And all of the Limelight products are magnetic, so they go in your Z palette, pop it in your bag, done. One and done, my friend. So that's kind of what I did. I'm gonna get ready here because if I keep talking, I'm never gonna get ready and out the door. So, hi Kaylee, how are you? My Limelight Botanical Foundation on my blender full. So anyway, our trip was just awesome. It was, the scenery is there's seriously no word for the scenery, right? We were standing, so the first part of the trip, we were there for a week. Basically 6 days, you know, because of travel time and whatnot. We had actually on the country. First half of the trip was pretty much the eastern side, and then we started to loop our way around and then came up the western side, and then flew back out of Dublin. The eastern side was the first part of the trip. It was awesome. It was lots and lots of castles and countryside and medieval kind of stuff, sites, touristy, you know, that kind of stuff. And we thought it was awesome. But then we got to the second part of the trip and went over and looped around onto the western coast. Girls. I mean, that's where the scenery kicked in. It was like, this, if you Google Ireland, it is on the western side, all of the pictures you will see. You know, we didn't have too detailed of an itinerary. I had, you know, B&Bs. Look at that foundation. See ya, acne. See ya, terrible travel skin. I'm sorry, can we just take a moment because holy shenanigans. Hey Brandy, how are you? Thank you. Okay, my acne is just gone. Okay, let's just take a moment. What was I saying? Yeah, the western side was just stunning. You know, the Cliffs of Moher, if you Google, again, Ireland and Google Cliffs of Moher, you will see, so I'm just going to go into my number 1 concealer. Number 1 I use on my face, number 0, I use to highlight. Number 1 is more close to my skin, and I always take it on kind of a small kabuki brush, and I just stipple it in. Cliffs of Moher was a very, very cold day, extremely windy this time of year, but we also went not during peak season. Peak season is obviously during the summer, so there weren't a ton of people around, but in that, you know, it was not peak season for a reason. It's cold, lots of, you know, it's right on the coast, right? Lots of wind. It did start to rain. But anyway, the way they have it set up is they have, okay, Cliffs of Moher, Google that sometime. It's the iconic Ireland sheer seaside cliffs, right? Very, 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 very tall, beautiful, amazing. It's right on the Atlantic Ocean. You're going to be facing, you know, kind of America. It's on that side, right? Okay, now I'm going to dip into my 0 and highlight and get rid of these bags. Jet lag. So Cliffs of Moher was amazing. So the way they have it set up, they have a very well-defined concrete path along the side of the cliffs. It has a little wall edge on it so that we don't fall off to your death. It has crazy amounts of, I was to take this up on my eyelids to prime, so that way my eyeshadow sticks a little bit better. It also has crazy amounts of signs that say, stay on the path, don't die, blah, blah, blah. It has pictures of people who like climbed over the edge and down it onto like little ledges and stuff to take pictures, and like, don't do that, blah, 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 not, you know, watch your children at all times, we're not responsible if you die, basically. And then, all of a sudden, the path ends, and then there's a sign that says, this is the official end of the path, you know, blah, 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 we don't suggest going any farther than that, and then right next to the sign is a gate into like, you know, the rest of it in a very, very well-defined, at the time it was muddy, but very well-defined people path, and just hordes and hordes of people just going out there. And we're like, okay, well, I guess this is just what you do now. So we went out. Like I said, it was extremely, extremely windy. Okay, now I'm going to take my setting powder and set my under eyes and my areas that I concealed. The day we were there, it was extremely, extremely windy. Very, very gusty. I'm not an entirely huge fan of heights. I don't hate them, but I'm also not like trying to be out there dying. So the path, you know, don't go on this path, was a little close to the edge for me. It was extremely muddy, windy, gusty, the whole 9 yards. Sam, I mean, we walked it, but then Sam he was much more adventurous than me and went pretty far out on the side. I was a nervous wreck the entire time. You know, if I had any Xanax, I probably would have taken it at that point just to kind of, you know, relax myself. But I mean, you're literally on the side of a cliff that goes hundreds of feet to the water. And I mean, if you were to fall, you would hit, you know, another kind of ledge on the way down. There was nothing. There was no fence. There was no rail. There was nothing to hold on to, which was my freaking out point. You know, I just wanted something to hold on to, essentially. So I'm just bronzing. I'm bronze touring, if you will, just to warm up my skin a little bit. I always put it on a pointed little brush so that way I don't have to contour as well, and just kind of run it in the hollows of my cheeks. So anyway, we're walking out on this, you know, don't go out here path, right? And I see this mom. Okay, well, I didn't realize she was a mom at the time. This lady walking, and then I see behind her she's got, I don't remember, 3 or 4 kids, probably all under the age of 11 or 12. So the youngest one was probably about 5. Okay, number one, why would you have your kids out on that, you know, path that had no railing or anything to hold on to? I would be freaking out. So she had all of her kids out there with her. They were walking. They were good. They weren't, you know, being overly whatever. But, you know, she had her kids out there. So then she decides, for whatever reason, she has, you know, this nice fancy camera. She decides to army crawl, like lay down and army crawl over to the edge of the cliff at one point and stick her head, she was like this, sticking her head over the side of the cliff to take a picture. Her kids then decided to do the same thing. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? I mean, her kids were army crawling and then looking over the edge of this amazing cliffside, but they were kids. It's like, you know, what are you doing? So, you know, I wasn't all about that. Sam took some really cool pictures. We'll have to post them later. This is just highlighter. But, you know, I was just amazed by the people that were willing to go out that far and kind of, you know, offer a picture. It's like, I'm sorry, my life isn't worth it. Not at all. For a picture, right? Okay. Just got a little glow back on. Into ourselves, into our skin. I'm gonna take a little Limelight blush. I'm gonna take this guy. So let me talk to you for a second about Ireland roads. Okay. If you've ever gone to Ireland, you will know. If you've ever gone to any kind of European countryside, anything, you will know. I would assume England countryside is the same. Maybe in the French countryside. I don't know. We didn't go out in the countryside. The roads are terrifying. I'm going to give you proof. Okay, so Sam drove the entire time. Ireland, you drive on the right-hand side of the car, the left-hand side of the road. So it's opposite of the car and opposite of the road from here in America. So number one, the car was weird, and then traffic was coming this way of us when normally it's going this way of us. It was all just very flip-flopped. Anyway, because of that, Sam decided to drive the whole time because I don't think I would have done very well, which was fine with me. I was cool being a passenger. Anyway, they have some highways. I'm just gonna set my face real quick with the Limelight Perfect Setting Spray. The main thoroughways, like the main highways, are not well lit, but they have street lights. They're usually 2 to 4 lanes, just like a normal highway here. It's not a big deal. The back roads, which is pretty much 95% of the roads in Ireland, were the most terrifying event I have ever been through in my life. I will show you proof. Give me a second while this dries. Okay, so when I left, this is my left hand. Do you see my nails? Normal nails. They're not polished or anything. But you see how long they are and pretty, and, you know, they have some length to them. They're normal nails. This is my left hand. This is what it looked like when I left. This is my right hand. Do you see? Where did my nails go? Driving. This is what I did while Sam was driving at night. It was the most terrifying, anxiety-giving experience I have ever had. I mean, look at what I'm supposed to look like? What I look like? I bit all of my nails off because I was terrified. I've never had such a strong grip on a car door in all my life. So the roads are the exact width in the widest part of 2 cars. So you can get exactly 2, there's no shoulder. If you break down and have to pull off, you're just in the road, okay? There's no shoulders, there's no anything. If a tractor comes or a tour bus comes, because hello, Ireland is full of tour buses. If a tour bus comes or anything, you're there, okay? There's no street lights. They're the most windiest roads ever, okay? I'm just gonna grab my perfect eyeliner pen and do a little bit of wing eyeliner. So you've got the exact width, and in some parts it does go down without any signs that we could tell. I don't know, the Irish might have signs so we just couldn't see or couldn't tell what they are, where it goes down to 1 lane, and it was mostly over bridges, which is pretty freaking exciting when you come up upon those and didn't realize that was happening. So there's no lights, so you have just your normal headlights to kind of guide your way around these windy freaking 1 lane basically roads. Oh gosh, it was terrifying. And also, I want to tell you about the speed limits, okay? So their speed limits are kilometers per hour. In most of the back roads where it was terrifying was 100 kilometers an hour, which is 60 miles per hour here. That's freaking terrifying. I mean, we were zipping, and we were going through little hodunk, which would, you know, it's an American term, obviously. You know, very, very small, they call them villages because it's all very, very rural there. Hodunk little, you know, spots where people could be jetting out. There's tractors. At one point we came across cows in the middle of the road, so we had to deal with that. It was unbelievably terrifying. I don't know how they do it. I truly don't. I don't miss that. I won't miss that. That was an experience. Sam loved it. He thought it was comparable to one of his racing games, which I didn't really get the appeal to that piece of it. Hold on, I can't talk and do this at the same time, apparently. Sam loved driving. Like I said, I bit all 5 nails off. And the only reason this hand came out unscathed was because this was my death grip because you know the door is on this side of you, on the passenger side. I had a death grip on the door handle. I was just, oh, it was terrifying. There were multiple occasions where I was pretty sure I wasn't going to make it out of there alive, but I did. We're all good. It was an experience, to say the least. Okay, sorry. I can't talk and do it at the same time, apparently. Hold on, let me do my other wing. Okay, done. So that was, you know, the roads. It was quite the experience, I will tell you. So, yeah, that was kind of my trip. It was interesting. It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was the perfect trip, truly. So if you ever get the chance to go, I highly suggest it. Don't bother doing hotels. Seriously, we thought the whole B&B thing would be weird at first because we've never done it before, but that's the way to go. Just book yourself some B&Bs and travel around the country. Get a car. Go talk to the locals. They're the most welcoming people you will ever meet in your entire life. Everybody just wanted to talk to us. and talk to us about, you know, politics, and Trump obviously is a big topic of discussion, and just see what our story was. They just wanted to hear our story. They wanted to tell their story and wanted to hear ours, so it was perfect. Yeah, okay. So as I'm kind of finishing up here, I also want to talk briefly about my December month with Limelight. Whoop, my camera's kind of dragging here. So I've just got the Limelight Perfect Mascara in the most amazing packaging you've ever seen in your life. I did travel with this guy, so he has now been to Ireland. My December month with Limelight. I had the slowest month that I have had since joining. Why am I telling you this? Why do you care? I'm telling you this because I am just like you. What does that mean? I am just like you in that I have a life. I had a lot going on in the month of December. I had Christmas parties. I had, you know, family events going on. I had a ton of shopping to do. I had, you know, a trip to Ireland to prepare for. I had, you know, it just was a lot going on. I wasn't here for the last week in December. It was a very hectic and busy month. The weather has honestly got me a little bit down. It's a little bit of a struggle, you know, when it just gets dark at 4 o'clock. It seems like you go to work in the dark, you come home, it's dark, it's just dark all the time. It's cold, it's rainy, it's blah. I am just like you guys. I have a full-time job. I have a life. You know, I don't have kids, but I have a dog, I have a husband, I have things going on. That being said, I was not able to devote very much time to Limelight in December, and that's okay. And so again, why am I telling you this? I am telling you this because if you have ever thought about joining Limelight, if you have ever thought about joining, sorry, my camera's drooping again. If you have ever thought about it and stopped yourself because you're like, I just don't have the time, I don't have the resources to be able to put into it, you know, I don't know that this is going to be a good fit for me because I have a full-time job, I have a family, I have other obligations, I have, you know, X, Y, Z. I want this, my month of December, and, you know, my lack of amazing sales and amazing, you know, whatever, to be your motivation to say, you know, you can do this too. You know, there is nobody pressuring me to hit a certain quota. There's nobody pressuring me to, you know, sell a certain amount of dollars. There is nobody telling me to do anything because I own this. I own this business. You know, whatever I do in Limelight is 100% for me. It's on my schedule. It's on my time. It's how I want to do it when I want to do it. Of course, you know, the sales are nice, you know, for my uplines and for my team and for Limelight as a company. But if I don't have the time, or, you know, I just can't do it right now, that's okay. You know, you make it what you want it to be. If you want to make this a full-time job, do that. You can. It's 100% possible. If you want to just make, you know, $50, $100 a month, that's possible too, and that's fine. It is absolutely your business, your thing. It is so adaptable and flexible, and you can just make it into your schedule. Limelight is 100% moldable to you, and that's why I enjoy it. I didn't have anybody, I felt terrible, you know, about not devoting much time into it in December, and, you know, it is what it is at this point, but there was nobody on my team saying, well, you know, you really need to pick it up for the month of January. It's because this is my business. It's me. It's how I want to do it. It's when I want to do it. And that's what makes it so perfect for everybody. If you have ever thought about this and debated it and talked yourself out of it because you don't have the time, stop yourself right there, because I didn't have the time last month either, and that was okay. I am back in full force this month. You know, I'm going, you know, 100% this month, and that's great. Nobody was telling me, you know, shame on you for last month. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. You know, it's just, it's you. It's whatever you want to do, and that's okay. That's fine. It's perfect. So, yeah, that's all I have for you for right now. I am done. Got my lashes on. I'm looking better. My hair is a little bit more manageable now that I've got some product going in it again. Woohoo! So, if you girls have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you watching and listening to me rant. I didn't put any lipstick on. Hold on. we're missing something. I was like, wait a minute, I don't look complete yet. I'm just gonna throw on some gloss. This is Dream, my little mini that came in the ornament. And just throw on some gloss. Just a little kind of pinky purpley color. And look how small this is. This little guy traveled so well. I don't think I used him a single time, but I did take him. Okay, that's better. We look 1,000% better than when we started, right? Yikes, traveling takes a toll. Okay, so if you girls have any questions, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to do more videos with you. My amazing upline, Mrs. Joey Flanagan, gave me this wonderful planner. Look at that beast. Look at it. And I can write out all of my life, so I'm going to start planning some lives and making sure I'm devoting more time and getting you guys the information you need and the products that you want. Okay, that's it. That's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching. It's been good catching up with you guys. Let me know if you have any questions about Limelight or Ireland or, I don't know, anything else. I hope you girls rock your Sunday. See you later. Bye.